All right, so by now, hopefully you've watched the first video where I talk about the background of these patches and the history behind the patches and what it's done for me. And I've also mentioned what other people have experienced from the testimonies that I have specifically heard from people or have read that people are experiencing. So fantastic stuff. I've been wearing my patch a little over a week, and I cannot believe the changes that I have noticed. Even getting out of bed, I'm not very achy anymore compared to what I was. So hopefully you've watched that and you have a good understanding. You also understand that there's other patches that we compare with the X39 to relieve symptoms or to increase the effectiveness if we need to target a specific problem, such as Alzheimer's, cancer, gut problems, things like that, okay? But I always recommend, so we're not wasting money on patches that you might not need, let's start with just the X39 because that's going to actually cure things, and we'll see what it does for your body first, okay? Now, on the website, if you buy retail, it is $150 a sleeve. Now, one sleeve is 1 month's worth, okay? So for $150, you get one sleeve. That's not what I recommend for people. I recommend, and I'm not a good salesperson, and that's not my purpose. My purpose is to help people. All right, I want this affordable for people. I recommend getting the smallest package, okay? That package consists of 3 sleeves that will last you 3 months, but you need to buy in bulk, so you're forking out more money in the beginning. You're forking out $300 in the beginning. And then that will give you 3 months worth. So that lessens it to $100 a month. If you go to the next package, I think you get 6 to 7 sleeves, I can't remember, for $500. So that even knocks it down lower. I bought the biggest package because I was going to patch up my family and I was going to do this long term. So I got my sleeves for, I think, $88 a month. It might even be $80 a month. I can't remember what it was, but it was a lot less than $150 a month. So I recommend buying in bulk if you can. That lowest package is the one I recommend for most people, unless they are patching up multiple people. So if it's a husband and wife team, I recommend maybe going up to that next package so you can each have 3 months worth. The lowest package isn't going to be a bad thing, but you're going to go through them pretty quickly, and you can be put on a subscription and get them monthly, and that's totally fine too, but you get your biggest bang out of your buck if you go to the next one. But I only recommend that if multiple people are going to be doing it, okay? So if it's just a single person, I would do that lowest package. So that's what I think. The other thing that I recommend to get your biggest bang out of your buck, besides just using the X39 and buying in bulk, is to reuse yesterday's patch. Always put on a fresh patch. It's going to be the strongest one. Always put on a fresh patch. Use the patch from the day before to target specific areas, okay, so you can heal a little bit faster. Don't use more than one old patch and one new patch, just saying. Don't be stupid like me. Or you can use these patches to patch up your kids, and that's what my husband and I are doing. We're taking our older patches and we're patching up our children. And that gives us a little bit more length out of these and the bigger bang for a buck when we do that, okay? It's not the most effective. The most effective would give our kids a new patch every day, and we might eventually move to that. Right now, this is what we're doing. To reuse these patches, they do not stick after a day. They not very well. Now, if you put them like where you have a strap or in the waistband of your pants, sometimes they will re-stick, okay? This is what we're trying to do, and the jury's still out on this, so I'm just experimenting, but I want to tell you guys so that you can kind of know. I got these transdermal dressings, or transparent dressings, sorry, and I tried cutting around the technology and it fell apart on me, so don't do that. Just use this patch, and then maybe cut this in half so you have enough sticky stuff to put on the skin. That's what I did wrong. So learn from my mistakes, kind of cut it in half and then use it to stick. And the jury's still out on that to see whether it works or not. And then I have this clear tape. We used athletic tape. It wasn't working. I'm going to try this clear medical tape. It may not do anything for them. But I don't know. But if you have a kid, like one of my kids' ankle is very weak. And so we put that on her ankle and then we wrap it up in an ankle wrap. And that seems to do really well. Okay. So, that's it. Now, so buy in bulk. Don't buy retail. Reuse patches when you can. Only use the X39. Those are the things I recommend to let people, to make sure it's affordable for people. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're interested in this, please let me know. Oh, here's the other thing. Okay, so here's other things I want you to consider as you're thinking about this. Some people are like, I can't afford $100 a month. I get that. Totally get that. It is tight right now. Tight for so many people. I have seen so many people come off huge lists of medications, 15, even more than that of medications. They're spending way more than $100 a month on that. So if you can get to the point where you can afford the patches long enough until you see improvement and can get off of those medications safely and start weaning yourself off of the ones you don't need anymore after you see your doctor and you don't need them anymore, eventually you're going to get to the point excuse me, where you're saving money because you're not spending $300 or $400 on medication every month. So consider that. The other thing you might want to consider is if you buy a package, you're going to get if you spend an extra $25, you can buy into the business, and that scares people. Good gracious, excuse me. And that scares people. It shouldn't scare you, because I'm going to tell you why. Most likely, and I've heard this from a lot of people, they try the patches, they go, oh my gosh, this does so much for me, I have to tell other people. When they tell other people, they can give them their specific link, and their friends will order from that link, and they get a kickback, and that lessens how much you're going to be spending for your patches. Okay, so if you share with a lot of people, you're going to be making money. And that's my goal, is just to help people. Really, it is truly my goal. I'm supposed to be the hands and feet of God. When He told me, you're in the business of healing people and you're about my business, that tells me I'm the hands and feet of God. And I've been doing it for years and not realizing it. I give my testimony about ivermectin and all kinds of other things. And I will tell you, if you tell me your story, if something else is going to be a better fit than these patches, you better believe I'm going to be telling you, let's try this route. All right? That's what I do. I've done it a lot the last 8 weeks. But this, let me tell you, is doing things that my other therapies haven't finished or haven't touched even. So you might start sharing it. And here's the thing. Buy a low package. Don't buy into the business. When you go, oh my gosh, I'm going to be sharing this, buy into the business. It's $25. If you buy a low package and then you're like, I want to get my husband and kids on it, you can upgrade to a bigger package and get a bigger discount. Okay? So those are ways you can help mitigate the cost. You just have to take the chance. I'm telling you, y'all, it's scary putting your money somewhere where you have to hope on something, because all of us experienced where hope wasn't met. I get it. I have thrown so much money at things in hopes of stuff. But I feel like many times, and I feel like God is saying this right now, like, how many times have I asked you to do something and you've done it and you've been repaid way more than you ever expected? This might be it. It may not be for you, but If you're desperate enough, like I have been multiple times in my life for my health, it might be the answer. It may not be, but it may be. Okay? And I pray over my patches, and I put them on, and I believe that God's going to provide healing through it. All right. I hope you all have a good day. Go into Shalom.